Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Urban Wildlife, the web series dedicated to teaching you more about the backyard critters you may know and may love. Now, this week's critter is pretty creepy. Do you have a guess of what it might be? I'll give you a hint. It's an arachnid. If you guessed the black widow spider, you would be correct. Arachnophobes, you may want to jump out now. Now, the black widow spider actually lives all across the world, not just located in North America. You'll see on this range map, they're pretty much located everywhere except where it's really cold. They're not fans of the cold. Now, when we're talking about black widows, we're actually not talking about one singular spider species. So the black widow's genus is Lactrodectus. Whoa, Carly, you just said the word genus, and I don't know if I know what that means. So genus is part of the scientific name. All scientific names are first in Latin and are made up of two different parts, the genus and then the species. So if we talk about the scientific name for humans, Homo sapien, Homo is the genus and sapien is the species. So black widows are in the genus Lactrodectus because in America there are 3 different types of species of black widows, the western, southern, and northern. This is why we have scientific names, because it could get really confusing to scientists if I'm talking about the western black widow habitat and behavior, and another scientist is talking about the southern black widow habitat and behavior, and we don't seem to agree because we're talking about 2 different spiders that may have different ranges and behaviors, but are just called black widows. And to make things even more confusing, there's even a false black widow, which is a non-venomous spider. Now, you probably have heard why black widows are named black widows. It's because of sexual cannibalism. This is where one of the mates eats the other. Now, people think this happens quite a bit, but it really doesn't. A lot of times when the scientists saw this behavior happening, it was in a lab, in an enclosure, where the male couldn't escape. However, in nature, these males are kind of smart. So first and foremost, males will find female black widows by testing their webs. There's chemicals in their webs that say, hey, I'm a female and I'm down to mate. But they're also going to test, has this female eaten yet? So not only is he testing to see if she's into him, but he's also seeing if she's into him for more than just a mate and more like a meal. If she's eaten, he'll probably mate with her. If not, he may wait. Now, female black widows will lay egg sacs, which is this awesome picture we have. We have this big female black widow, and we have her beautiful egg sac here. And this little spider right here is the male's. So the male is smaller than the female black widow, which is why he should be afraid of her eating him. Female black widows usually lay their egg sacs in dark and undisturbed areas, which is why they're such a common household pest, because they're going to try to find somewhere that humans haven't really been and aren't disturbing. So if you have old clothes lying in the basement, old furniture, and you don't really go down there, that's the perfect place for a black widow to lay her eggs and to make a home. Now, black widows are really interesting predators. So what do they eat? They eat insects. They're insectivores. That's a pretty hard word. Say it with me again. Insectivores, which means they eat insects, as we've said. Some of the insects they eat are grasshoppers, caterpillars, mosquitoes, so they are good for the environment. They do help eliminate some of these other pest species you can think of. As we've said, they're web weavers. Both male and female black widows will weave a web. Try saying that 5 times fast. There's actually studies done to see how strong is a black widow's silk. Now, the black widow silk comes in and is able to withstand 1,000 megapascals. Now, pascals are a measurement for pressure, so they can handle that. Now, steel usually comes in at 800 megapascals. But don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that their web is stronger than steel, but it means that their web is stronger than steel if the steel was the web size. So imagine if you could have giant black widow silk. It'd be super, super strong. But because it's so little, it's easy to break through, except for maybe their prey. Now, black widow spiders are venomous. Let's talk about that real quick. So, there's a difference between poisonous and venomous. Poisonous is if you touch it or eat it and you get sick and die, that's poison. You absorb it. Venom is injected. So, if a bee stings you, a scorpion stings you, a spider bites you, those are all forms of venom, not poison. Thank you. All right, so the venom contains a neurotoxin called lactotoxin. Now, while painful, this usually isn't fatal. Now, the key word here is usually. That does not mean you should go pick up black widow spiders and handle them and do anything of the sorts. But usually, it's not fatal. And when someone is bit by a black widow, they actually have used anti-venom more as a pain reliever than a life-saving substance. But again, please do not handle black widow spiders. Usually does not mean always, so you're not always safe. That's my public service announcement of the day. With that being said, we would love to hear where you see black widows in your neighborhood. Leave a comment down below letting us know, and have a great day.